Applause for Selwyn Fisher.
How y'all doing tonight? It sounded like the crowd was doing great. Look, I'm gonna get the energy right now. Clap it up for all the comedians in here too, man. I'm telling you right now. I didn't see none of this shit. Cause I got kids and they made me late, you know what I'm saying? They talking something, Daddy, we hungry. I don't give a fuck. Fuck them kids, you know, that's how I feel. Like I'm telling you, man, I'm a father of 5. 4 of them live with me though. Thank God the other one's in Texas right now. I said, cause he is about 200 pounds. He is 6 feet tall. I said, and he eat like a tank. I said, man, shit, I ain't got enough fuel for this. You know what I'm saying? Gas prices going up. I got 2 boys in the house right now, and they're teenage boys. I don't know, ladies, if y'all know about teenage boys. Anybody got kids in here? Okay, all right. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, women always say, they're like, oh, boys are so much easier. They are so much easier. I beg to differ. I have never had to clean my daughter's piss off the wall. I don't have to worry about her lifting and dropping the seat down. I was like wiping it off. Now I feel like my mother. They were like, hey, who pissed on the seat? Same answer. Well, me. I'm like, oh, okay. So I go in my boy's room the other day because I said, hey man, y'all need to clean this shit up. I opened up the door. I said, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Close that. What the fuck was that? They're like, what's wrong, Daddy? It feels like some punching pussy in here. I said, something just hit me right in the face. He's like, I said, did y'all take a shower? Yes. Did you use deodorant? Yeah. Today? What you mean? You're like, I got 48 more hours left. No, the 72 does not mean 72. It's just giving you that reassurance, but you should still use it every day. It's hard, I'm telling you. I got so pissed off the other day, my son, he went in the kitchen and he went to the refrigerator and decided that he wanted to clear out the refrigerator. I said, hey man, who threw away the heavy whipping cream? He said, me. I said, what'd you do that for? What, you thought it was milk? He said, I thought it was too thick, so I poured it out. Bitch! Fuck his ass up. You know how much heavy whipping cream costs? I'd kick you. It was a quart. I was mad. I was like, hey man, this is my life. I want to choke your ass. They just do shit just to do it. I got an older son, he in college right now. I was like, man, this dude, he different. He down to school. I took him down to Virginia Tech. It was first school, and he was gonna go down there. And I looked at him. I said, son, you sure you want to go to this school? And he said, I don't think so, Daddy. I was like, are you sure? He sound it sound like Winnie the Pooh mixed with somebody. Heavens to Murgatroyd. I'm telling you, my daddy. Anyway, so I'm down there in Virginia Tech and I'm looking at him. I'm like, look, man, it's awfully gray down here. He said, yeah, there are a lot of gray stones. I said, I'm talking about the white people. He said, oh, I didn't know. I said, you don't notice this? There's like white girl, black guy, white girl, black guy, white girl. He said, yeah, it is. I said, it's cool. I said, while you down here, I was like, you hunt what's available. He was like, what's that mean? I said, whatever, man. So we go through the whole school. We go through the whole school, and it was time for us to return. And if you've ever been to Virginia Tech, I don't know why the fuck is 5 hours away from Virginia, but 5 hours in Virginia, I'm like, shit, Fredericksburg is 5 hours from Fredericksburg. If you've ever driven in this goddamn traffic, you be like, man, shit, where you going, Fredericksburg? I'm not trying to go. Anyway, we were going, I said, man, we need to fuel up before we get up out of here. I pulled up into the gas station. I said, son, do you know the difference between the green hose and the black hose? I ain't never messed with a green hose, Daddy. I was like, wait, first off, what? You know alien bitches, nigga? I was like, who are you, Captain Kirk? Captain's log. We're on the Starship Enterprise. He was pissing me off. I said, I'm talking about the gas, fucker. See, the green hose is for diesel and the black hose is for regular. He's like, oh. I said, oh yeah, he's still a virgin. I got him down to North Carolina A&T. I took him down there. I said, hey, son. I said, hey, while we down here, this your first year. I said, how was it? He said, oh, it was all right. I said, you getting a little booty yet? He said, booty? I was like, not man's butt. So I'm talking about women. That's when you get a little action. He said, I said, you need some condoms? You remember I had those condoms that you gave me from high school. I said, you talking about them old ass condoms I had from 1970? Okay, I graduated in 98. It's been a long time. He like pulled them out like Kid and Play. They was just sticking and shit. Right? He said, Daddy, you know I use those. I said, okay. You're not a virgin. That's cool. I'm not gonna front you in front of my homeboy. I said, but what size you wear? No. You know what? Keep your head in them books, boy. Not them girls. At that point, I was like, yeah. I said, no wonder he making the dean's list. Like, I'm proud of him, but I'm at the same time, I'm like, I need to get this boy some pussy. I know my mother said, she's like, you better not. I tried to take him to a strip club. I said, I'm going to take him to a strip club. Maybe this is the first time it'll turn something on. You know, it's like an activation. Every man wants to know that his son is a man, right? I was like, I don't want my daughter messing around. I was like, I don't want to have that feeling. I was like, she's 17. I was like, I said, hey, look here. And your little boy try to mess with you, you tell him, you like, hey, I look just like my daddy, okay? I said, and if you, and then when they say, well, I just want to kiss you, they're like, well, if you kiss me, just know that you kissing my daddy. Yeah, really nasty, right? She said, I don't want to do that, Daddy. So my daughter told me, she said, Daddy, my friend wants to come over to the house. And I said, cool. That's cool. You know, because I'm thinking, hey, man, she have her little homegirls come over every time. She was like, yeah, my friend's name is Sage. I said, that's a different name for a little girl. Then Sage shows up, and I said, what the fuck? This little boy just jumped in my car. He said, hey, how you doing, sir? I said, oh, Sage's about to get seasoned. I said, I'm finna put the salt and pepper on this boy. Where you think you're going? He said, I was coming over because, you know, I was like, you think I don't see you? You think I don't know the tactics you're trying to pull on my daughter, boy? You think I won't rip your dick off and shove it down your throat? Okay, I didn't say that, but I thought it. I did. I said, it's not happening. Nobody wants to know that they daughter fucking. Because if I thought it was like, you know, if you think about something, like, I'm 215 pounds, 6 feet tall. I was like, I'm not a silverback gorilla, but I make them noises. Ooh. Ooh. You sleep? Oh shit! What? My bad. Yeah, my man said, yeah, I did that before.
We met my daughter's boyfriend last night.
Oh, did you? Oh yeah. Hey, you wanted to fuck him up, didn't you? You were like, come here, what? How old are you? You was like, he probably said, how old was it? 16, 17? 15.
About to be 16.
I bet you were like, your ass look 30. Get the fuck off my step. Yeah. No, man, I'm telling you. Yeah. I just on life is different. Like, younger women starting to hit on me lately, and I'm like, I don't know what it is. Like, you look like a zaddy. I was like, yeah, you spelled that wrong. D-A-D. He was like, no, I'm just saying. He was like, and you got a pretty mouth. I said, hey, hold on. There's some prison terms. Like, what you plan on doing with me? She's like, you know, I'm just saying. You're like, do you eat coochie from the back? I was like, wait a minute. What did you eat today? Because depending what you got, I was like, I know where the coochie is located at. And right above that, a little bit further up north, there's a place called Funky as Hell. Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. No. He was like, I'm just saying though, because, I just wanted to try something with you. And I'm like, what you want to try? This girl told me some freaky ass shit, man. I'm telling you right now, as an adult, I ain't never had this happen to me before, but this girl told me, she says, I want to suck that thing from the back. I said, well, how you do that? I said, because I done had it sucked before, but from the back? I was like, she's like, first off, I'm going to need you to take a shower. And I was like, shit, I already did that before. She said, I want you to take another one. I said, well, I listen very well because I'm very hygienical. She told me, she said, I'm going to need you to get on all fours. Now, this is where I had a problem because I was like, wait a minute, hold on, I'm a grown-ass man. And only babies and fools get on all fours. Obviously, I'm not a baby. So I did it. Boy, I got down on all fours, man. Sir, have you ever squeezed hardwood floor? Yeah, exactly. Man, my nails went all the way in this thing. I said, hey, she went back there, she started licking on my ice cream maker. I said, hey, man, whoa. Yeah, look at your face. I said, ooh! She said, what's wrong? She said, you don't like it? I said, first off, that's not the question to be asking. First off, I want to know, why are you so disrespectful? And next time, can you push my legs back? I am a Scorpio. Hey man, yeah, I am older. I'm turning 47 this year, and so my homeboy told me, he said, bruh, you almost 50. I said, first off, fuck you. Don't throw them numbers up that fast. You know what I'm saying? I want to make it there. I was like, because I tell everybody else, they was like, if I tell somebody of your color, they're like, ooh, black don't crack. I said, hey, yeah, my daughter said, but his knees do. I'm tired of you. I'm sick of you. I tell women I'm like a 79 Porsche. I was like, yeah, it look good, but this bitch don't run right. Yeah, man, I'm breaking down slowly, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I wake up just in pain. I woke up this morning, my right shoulder was hurting. I said, oh my God. I tried to lift it up and it said, we don't have the power, Captain. I said, okay, Star Trek. Anyway, man, my name is Selwyn Fisher, that's my time.